Though he adamantly and repeatedly denies it, I'm Tom's best friend. We first met at a support group for men who'd undergone penis reduction surgery. Tom actually had the surgery done. I was just there to meet guys. I have mooched so many free meals off Tom Carlile that he recently demanded my social security number so that he could claim me as a dependent on his tax returns. But Tom is adamantly opposed to cannibalism, which is why he never eats shrimp. When I first told Tom that joke, he said, "Well, then by that token, you should avoid consuming fruit." Tom and Bernice grew up in the same small town and knew each other since grade school. By all accounts, Bernice was the prettiest girl in town. Why she married Tom is anybody's guess, but it proves the old adage that sometimes you really do have to live with your mistakes. Bernice tells me that Tom is an early riser, and then they get out of bed around 10 o'clock. She said it's been like that since the 8th grade. Actually, she told me it was the 6th grade, but I didn't want you to think she was promiscuous. Shortly after Tom's recent prostate surgery, Tom and Bernice celebrated Tom's hole-in-one, an accomplishment which he later replicated on the golf course. I don't want to say that Bernice is spoiled, but Tom has worked for Boise Cascade for so long that she has become convinced that money really does grow on trees. When Tom and Bernice purchased their condo in McCall, Tom requested that the cellar install wood floors. Bernice demanded that the kitchen be removed. Bernice was recently astonished, in fact, to learn that not all vacuum cleaners are Mexicans. The other day, Bernice confided to me that she initially cultivated her relationship with her gay friend Matt because she assumed he could do her hair. About a year and a half ago, Tom and Bernice's house was broken into and much of Bernice's jewelry was stolen. The police ultimately determined that the burglary was orchestrated by Tiffany's. Bernice used the proceeds of her insurance settlement to purchase the state of Arizona. Fortunately, the thieves did not disturb the Carlile's extensive gun collection, the sentimental centerpiece of which is the shotgun from their wedding. I recently told Tom that if I could time travel, I would return to November 22nd, 1963 and prevent the Kennedy assassination. Tom said that he'd go back to high school and get Bernice to sign a prenup. The other woman in Tom's life is Adele, his loyal secretary. Tom is totally dependent upon Adele because she has a black market connection which supplies his growth hormones. Don't think that Tom will be offended by all of my short jokes. They go right over his head. And of course you all know Tyler Carlile, Tom and Bernice's son. He's an up-and-coming executive here at Boise Cascade. And in fact, given the way he's been staring at that blonde all afternoon, I wouldn't be surprised if he was up-and-coming right now. CEOs who are promoted from within the company after decades of service reach the pinnacle of power because they are industrious, trustworthy, wise, and socially gifted. Tom possesses all of these traits in spades.
Boo! You suck!
Ironically, however, despite the fact that Tom is one of the most successful and popular CEOs in Boise Cascade history, his successor will not have very big shoes to fill. In fact, Tom is very humble and egalitarian. The only time I've ever heard him use the word peon is when he was talking about kinky sex. I once asked Tom to place me on the Boise Cascade Board of Directors. He said, "No, you wouldn't fit in." I said, "Why not?" And he said, "Because you're smart." Tom climbed the corporate ladder because he had no choice. He wanted to see. But his ascendancy was aided by his generous and diplomatic spirit. He is kind and respectful to everyone he encounters and never fails to employ his impeccable social skills. But it is fitting and proper that we say goodbye to Tom, because statistics demonstrate that retirement substantially reduces a man's lifespan. Not that I suspect that Tom will die of natural causes anytime soon, but after putzing around the house for a few months, I suspect Bernice is going to kill him. The usual method of murder in such circumstances would be poison, but Tom already knows better than to eat anything Bernice cooks. I think that Bernice will kill Tom by sabotaging the collapsible ladder he uses to climb in and out of his SUV. So join me in bidding a farewell to Tom and Bernice, because Tom may not be around much longer, and it will be really awkward to approach Bernice at her trial.